Good morning, dear viewers. I welcome you once again to our program, The Money Closet. I continue to ask you to follow us on YouTube so that you can continue to get materials that will help you to develop into a financially stable person. So today we are going to discuss a little bit about inflation and how to be able to curb the effects of inflation. As we continue to build a stable future, a stable financial future, it's important to understand what inflation plays, the role it plays, and how we can be able to curb the effects of inflation. The first thing is to understand what inflation is all about. When we are talking about inflation, what are we talking about? We're simply saying that inflation is a general increase in prices of goods and commodities, the general increase in price, and is usually measured for a period of 1 year. Then we are saying that what is a comparison, for a period of 1 year, the increase in price of goods and services. And we are just saying that what you could buy, for example, a year ago with 100 shillings is not what you can be able to pay or buy after a period of 1 year. And you realize that when inflation is high, we are saying that the value, or rather the buying power, goes down. What you could buy with 100 shillings has gone down. You cannot be able to buy so much as you could a year ago, and that's inflation. And that's what puts pressure when it comes to people's buying power. And you realize that because when prices of goods and services go up and you don't have a commensurate increase in your income, there will always be pressure that builds up. And it's important for us to understand some of the ways we can be able to reduce that impact, that effect of inflation. The very first thing is to reduce on our expenditure. When we talk about reducing expenditure, we are saying that you need to make adjustments within your budget and try to accommodate most necessary things that are can be termed as needs to you, and try to reduce on what we call wants. This gives you the ability to have a disposable income that could help you in allocating that amount of money into other areas that are of concern to you. Therefore, it's important for us, as inflation bites, then we need to look at our budget and readjust it and tweak it so that we can be able to have some disposable income that can be allocated into more useful items in our budget. Number two, we need to diversify our income, or rather our investment. We need to look into other areas that can help in generating more income, or rather increasing the kick. Because when the inflation goes up and presses on the buying power, the shilling depreciates, then what can help us is to increase the bottom line, which is the income. And therefore, we need to look at the various investment options that give us different returns, as opposed to just inclining into one investment area, which probably could be having a lot of pressure owing to the increased inflation. And therefore, you could look into other areas and need not be very complex. You could do simple things that are adding a shilling. And we say that in the journey of building wealth, every shilling matters. So look at that side hustle that can help you to diversify your investment, so that as you look into one line of investment, then there is another area that is giving you a return as well. The other issue that we need to look at probably is we could be able to buy things like food and other necessities and make a store and store for future consumption. I think this is very crucial. We know during when we experienced, most people when we were facing the COVID-19 in the early stages, most people ran into their food stores, the supermarkets, and bought a lot of food and stocked it for themselves. And things like cereals do not go bad very easily, and therefore when you buy food and other important necessities, it helps to cushion you on the effect of inflation when that time comes, when the buying power continues to go down. And therefore, it's important for us to employ and use these kind of strategies and ensure that as we, experience these high, inflation rates, we do not despair. We don't get that victim mentality and say that, things have gone up, we cannot be able to do anything. We need to make adjustments and know that as we continue to do this, we are still making, a step ahead towards building a stable financial future. And therefore, we are saying that every day counts, every minute counts, and every shilling counts. And therefore, all what I'm encouraging us to do is that make sure all the things you are doing, all the decisions you're making are helping you to build a very stable financial future. And therefore, there is no time. We need to wake up and we need to continue to pursue this noble cause of building a very stable financial future. If you can run, you can run. But if you cannot run, you can walk. And if you cannot walk, then just crawl. But whatever it is, make sure that you're making a step forward in terms of building a stable financial future. Until next time, I want to wish you all the best, and I continue to ask you to follow our program, The Money Closet, so that we can all walk the journey of building a stable financial future. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you a fruitful day ahead. Thank you.